Welcome back to another brand new episode. This is season 3, episode 6, and this is another In Case You Missed It episode. Kicking things off, we talk about Ye's downfall for the second consecutive time. We then talk about the unfortunate passing of rapper Takeoff from the Migos. We then talk about how Elon Musk buys Twitters and the changes that'll mean. We talk about Drake and 21's controversial music drop. And then finally, go vote, because it's tomorrow. Go vote. This is season 3, episode 6. This is The Experience. This is take 2, believe it or not, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Look.
He's still dweebing it out with his dweeb-ass school.
Ooh, you know, I had
a full-ass Michigan State student.
I had to represent. I'm sorry. For everybody, who didn't get to listen to us, because I know it's been a minute since we've been on y'all airwaves. But Michigan has defeated Michigan State in the year of our Lord, 2022. Let's make some noise. Let's make some noise, everybody. Stand up. In the crowd,
Nerds.
you see?
Nerds.
Stand up. First of all, y'all need to worry about that lawsuit that's low-key hitting some of y'all.
Yo, you're gonna go there? You're gonna go there?
Y'all niggas is go. No, for real though. No, it was
flying bitches out. Wasn't your president flying bitches out? And when COVID was happening, was like go to class, no mask, nothing. Did not give
a fuck. Like that. A lot of presidents did that. You keep singling out ours, but a lot of people did that. A lot of people didn't care.
Our president wasn't flying bitches out. He wasn't.
Oh.
He did step down though. I did see he stepped down, but.
That means our president was cool because
it's crazy because you're saying that y'all need to be worried. You need to be worried too. You go to MSU, baby boy. You go to MSU. Right, this is our problem now.
I know, but I go to MSU.
This is our
grad school. See, everybody knows that Michigan is my heart for undergrad. It's always gonna be my heart. Sorry, can't really claim it.
I fucked a guy from U of M once. He was crying the whole time. He's a little bitch. Yeah.
Fun fact. Cool.
Fun fact.
Anyway, let's move on because what the fuck was that?
I'm just saying. I'm just giving you an example of what school breeds.
Either way, we
won. It breeds bitch made, but
we have the bunion. Fuck y'all niggas. Get out of here. But anyway,
guys
let's intro us, man. Intro us.
Lord have mercy. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Experience. This is season 3, episode 6. In case you missed it, I am Jay, the one sport gay, and I am joined by
D. Allen, aka the Don of all trades.
Yeah.
Man. This is a momentous occasion, not obviously because Michigan beat Michigan State, but that was a minute ago. I'm obviously bringing it up now because I have to celebrate, because what is me being a Michigan fan not celebrating? But there's also
guys,
really
times he says Michigan.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Literally, but there's a momentous occasion though for you, Jay, because single has dropped.
Single has dropped
out now. Ooh,
nah. Yes. Actually. Master P kind of inspired that because he has that song "Make Him Say nah." That's direct inspiration. That's a little
that's what's up, man. Man, talk to us about it, man. How does it feel, bro? Like you got a single that's out, man. What was the process? Like what's coming up, man? I know it's heavy, but you got to tell us about it. Tell the audience.
No, I'm just kidding. It was I'm just happy to just finally have something out. Like I haven't dropped any music in a year and a half just because it just so happened that the timing of me dropping, I don't really know, was the same time that I was uprooting my whole life, moving to LA. So, I had to get used to LA. I had to, settle, and that took, a little bit of time. I also, the person that I make music with that mixes my vocals was also in Detroit. So they were also moving to LA, but like our timelines weren't the same timeline. And so it finally, linked up. It was the time. And I was also in a little rut too. Like I was kind of like in a creative block because when you do, I would say I don't really know. It was pretty successful for somebody like me, for a nigga like me, a regular ass nigga.
Hey, no,
It was
that was
pretty
a fire
successful.
song.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of people liked it. So in my mind, I'm always like, how do I top that? Like, I don't even give a fuck
Right.
about trying to like compete with other people. I'm like, how do I top myself? How do I get better? And so that was a lot. I was getting into my head a lot about that. But, you know, shout out to Cavell. Cavell kind of like got me out of that fog and was like, look, just make the music. It'll be what it is. You'll top it by just being you. So that's what I
Yeah,
did.
that's good advice.
You know, it was great advice because, you know, I have much more to come. There's a whole EP coming. This is just like
Mm,
what's to come. But specifically with Nah, like, you know, it's very much about me moving and me pursuing my dreams and doing all that, and how people are like, oh, you can't do this, or slow your roll, buddy. Like, fuck y'all. Nah, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. And that's what I'm going to do. And,
that's
you know,
dope.
I really popped my big one on this track, you know, so I'm really excited. I hope you guys like it. Keep streaming it. And yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
man.
in this
Yeah,
bitch.
man. Congratulations, man. You know, I had to say personally, bro, I've seen you in your element, especially musically. You know, obviously we had our little stint, you know, when Stress Free came out. But
Oh, yeah. I was
yeah,
listening to it today. I was actually listening to Stress Free today.
yeah. No, it's one of those good songs. Like, you're really good at like just making songs, like, songs that, like, people can kind of like bop to, jam to. I do appreciate that, because some artists, make boring music, and no shots at anyone that's making music that's like, may be deemed as boring. But sometimes when you make music that may be deemed as boring, you can make it not boring. But some of y'all niggas make it boring. Jay makes it fun. So gotta shout
Yeah,
you out.
I always try to like make something that like is honest, but like also like something that you're gonna want to keep replaying, something that's gonna get stuck in your head. Like
Yeah.
such a musical candy type of person. So
Yeah, and that
yeah,
goes a long way, man. But yeah, nah, out right now, y'all niggas go stream that shit.
go stream Nah on all platforms. A nigga's on Title. Okay, can y'all even
Yeah.
afford Title? You broke out. No, I'm just kidding. All right. All right, let's get into it. Let's get
Ooh.
into it. In case you missed it, um, I just want to state that this will be the last time that, and I think me and Darren are on the same page here. This will be the last time that we are talking about Kanye West on this podcast.
Mm,
We have to talk about it because it is a major event that is, you know, a part of pop culture. I wouldn't even say pop culture, just the world and news in general. But it's gone. It's gone. I don't know how do I
way
begin
off,
this? Okay, so
yeah, way off the deep
he's
end.
not a billionaire anymore, and I just want to say, as it should be, he should be losing these deals. He has lost Adidas. He's lost something else, so he's no longer qualified by Forbes as a billionaire.
Uh,
Uh, he's continuing to spew anti-Semitic rhetoric, taking these interviews, and it's just like I feel like so many people are using the excuse of like he has a mental illness, but there's a lot of people that have mental illnesses that doesn't make you, you know, that doesn't give you the right to be racist. It doesn't. It doesn't give you the right to be racist.
at
It
all.
doesn't give you the right to become a bigot just because you have that. If anything, you need to take accountability and, you know, get the treatment that is responsible because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, he just needs this, he needs that. At the end of the day, he's not going to get the help he needs unless he wants the fucking help that he needs. And it seems that he doesn't want that. So now you have to be accountable for your fucking actions. I also want to say too that he's losing all these deals and everything because of his anti-Semitic remarks, and I do believe that, you know, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I think he should be losing these deals. In addition to that, I think when the anti-black remarks happened, when, you know, the White Lives Matter shirt went up, I think that that is also injustice. And I think that's a threat to justice everywhere. And I think that, you know, let's have that same energy when that happens. I feel like these companies are too comfortable with being anti-black because the same reaction that is happening now, that is rightfully happening with the anti-Semitic comments, that same energy should have happened when he was spewing all that anti-black shit, period. So that's how I feel about the entire situation. That's all I really have to say. I'm gonna pass it to you.
I've been trying to get you to start talking about Kanye. I've been trying to get this platform to start talking about Kanye for a minute, and
That
that's
is not
hard for me to
entirely
say.
true.
That's okay. That obviously, when the good shit happens, I want to talk about Kanye. That's why I said it's hard for me now to even like talk, to even like express how I feel about this, because I really got two opinions on a lot of what's happening. Not, I mean, I have multiple opinions, but like two like dominant opinions for real, like with Kanye. And it's honestly, it's just, he was right. He was right. He was right. He's showing us. He was like, no, I'm kidding. But
I'm
no,
like,
honestly,
bro,
like,
he's going rogue right now.
if
What
I,
the fuck?
no, if I have to hear you niggas talk about we're proving his point, he was right, one more time, bro, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit, bro. Cause like, no, we're not proving shit, bro. Like, and this is coming from a Kanye stan. Like, I love Ye. And Jay knows, and the listeners know. If you've listened to me like from fucking episode one, I probably talked about Ye in episode one. Like, I was really just I big, and we came out during the time when he was still like, I mean, 2021, like he was still pretty controversial figure, still beefing with Drake. There was a lot of shit going on during the time when we first was talking about him, but like now, I think it's gotten to the point where even me and a lot of fans alike, super fans like myself alike, we just can't keep justifying it. And it's like, it is kind of like to the point like where it's damaging. Not only obviously it's damaging to him and the people around him, but it's damaging to the community as a whole. And it's like, and like obviously I've tried to make excuses, like I tried to wrap my head around it, because like Kanye is obviously an influential figure to me. And honestly, I'm gonna say this right now, I don't think Kanye is a malicious person. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's evil. I don't think he has super duper ill intent, he wants to hurt people. Like, I still don't believe that in his heart. Like, I really genuinely feel like he just has very warped views that's rooted in a lot of like
And
in a
ignorant.
huge negative connotation. Like, it's something that it's become an issue to the point where it's becoming nauseating as a super fan of Kanye to really have to hear a lot of his rhetoric, and especially to me being a black man. And this is where my 2 points come in. The first point about the anti-black shit that you've already kind of mentioned, like all of that shit, like the George Floyd shit, like that was unforgivable, bro. Like, you're spewing like white conservative rhetoric that people like Candace Owens, who you was with, like spew, like to try to deny. It's like denialism, trying to deny the fact that it was police brutality. That was a prime example of police brutality. He died from asphyxiation. That was the coroner's report, bro. And you're literally like spewing bullshit because you want to be known as a free thinker. And that's why I don't like the term free thinker, because like you're not a free thinker. You just try to be contradictory to like what's the main consensus. And even if the main consensus is generally right, you just want to be against it because you want to be labeled as a free thinker. And that's the bullshit that pisses me off. Obviously, the slavery was a choice. That shit pisses me off too, and I try to justify it too. And I do want to say I apologize to like the black community for being a part of that, like being a, an active participant, and in our in our hurt, in our downfall, like in a sense where like we feel like we have somebody in such a high position, talking so much shit about us, and we still support, we still listen. I still streamed on that. I still bought Yeezys. I still wanted to buy the stem player, and that was the shit that I could have been a part of, not supporting that. And I wanted to, try to support somebody that I've been a fan of my whole life, and being the little boy that's been a fan of Kanye, listening to College Dropout type shit. I wanted to try to, you know, unintentionally but intentionally steer him in the right direction. But obviously, I had no influence on him.
And that's the thing too about influence. It's like you shouldn't be anti-Semitic at all. You should not be anti-black. However, you're Kanye fucking West. The influence that you have is dangerous with this type of rhetoric. The fact that people in LA are putting signs saying that Kanye was right over the fucking freeway in
Yeah,
LA,
in
like
LA, that's
that's gotta be
unforgivable.
scary.
That's some
It's
unforgivable
unforgivable.
shit. It's one of those things where it's just like, yo, yay, like we're like, this is an abusive relationship, especially like niggas who are fans. Like, this is an abusive relationship because I'm gonna side with my people, and you're literally trying to tear down our people. The White Lives Matter shit, that was disgusting. Like, yeah, that was fucking nasty. Like, from a guy that said to George Bush doesn't care about black people to end up like this, the red hat, the MAGA shit, like it's just it's countless times of him demeaning us. And like he does that for validation, he does that for attention, he does that to try to get those white folks in these big positions to try to fuck with him. And then when they don't fuck with him, guess who he runs to? Us. Oh, look at these guys. Look at the white folks. Look at how they treat us. Blah 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 blah. Black power.
But it's like, whoa, you just shat in our face. Like, what the
You just
fuck?
shat in our face, bro. How we supposed to like? But we're forgiving race to a fault. Like, we'll wrap him in our warm embrace, and we'll forgive him because we're like, all right, he's ours. He's still ours, even though a lot of people say he ain't ours. You know, not
He
all
ain't
skin folks,
mine.
skin folks.
He's
Like,
not mine.
he ain't
He
yours.
is not
And
ours.
I still got hope in Kanye, and I still got love for Kanye, man. Type shit, and that goes to my second point, the anti-Semitic views. I like that's obviously like the Experience podcast does not condone any anti-Semitism in any shape or form. Like, me and Jay are we think that's disgusting. We think everything that's happened to Kanye is completely justified. He should be losing money. He should be losing endorsements. He should be losing social clout, however you want to see it. But that's why I'm also gonna be a little bit of a realist here. I'm a little iffy here because like when I was telling you about the whole anti-black shit, as soon as he starts talking about anti-Semitic shit, he gets completely canceled. Like, everything gets ripped out. Everything, like, he loses almost his whole livelihood because of this shit, because of how much power they have. And that's kind of where people are saying he was right, because that's where his main thesis of his argument was, that a lot of Jewish people own a lot of, infrastructure. They control a lot, they dictate a lot. Obviously, that's not true. That's been debunked. Even though Jewish people,
Yeah,
there's a lot of Jewish people in high places, just like there's a lot of black people in high places, a lot of Christians in high places. So it's not really necessarily that, but it's just the fact of the matter that it's just like you're spewing something that's just not true, and then people are gonna get you the fuck out of here for it, and rightfully so, and that's kind of what's gonna happen because they do have a lot of power. But what I don't like is black people blaming other black people for this shit. It reminds me of the whole black on black crime shit. The whole like
mm,
we could have like why didn't we cancel him? Blah blah blah. Like, we don't have nearly as much power as people who really can cancel him, that care more about the issues that center around anti-Semitism as opposed to anti-blackness. And I'm just being real. Like, this country and a lot of things that go along with this does not really give a fuck about black people. Is rooted in anti-blackness. So when anti-Semitic shit happens, it can be it's easier for people who aren't Jewish, who don't really have a stake in this, to like kind of put their own input, to be like, oh no, fuck that, that's bad, that's wrong, that's hate, blah blah blah, as opposed to the black shit that's what's going on type shit. So that's something I don't really like, and that's something I've been peeping. I don't know if you've been peeping that too, but like the fact that shit's been like yanked for him so quick, I just don't like that response, and I don't like black people blaming other black people for that either.
mm.
It's giving me black on black crime shit. Like, why are you mad at white people cops killing black folks when we kill black folks more? Like, you
Right.
feel me? Like, it's
Also,
kind of one of those, like, relax.
also the idea of black on black crime does not even hold up because black people are a minority in this country. So there's automatically more white on white crime that happens in the country, but you would never hear anybody say, "Oh, white on white crime." That's because it's specific. It's, you know.
Yeah, exactly, type shit. And even Kyrie, they latching Kyrie. He posted something. He posted actually a video based on a book that's about like Black Hebrew Israelites, and it debunks a lot of the Holocaust. I haven't read the book. I haven't watched the movie. I won't. I don't plan on doing it. I don't even know if Kyrie fully read it. But he posted it, and it was about, and Rolling Stone called it venomously anti-Semitic. And it's seeming like ever since the Kanye shit, it's starting to become like a little web of like, obviously we've known for years you can't talk about a lot of people, but you really can't talk about like Jewish people, because that's going to be labeled as anti-Semitic, especially in that regard. But Kyrie, he's getting attached to that too. He posted that shit, and people are like questioning him, like press conferences after games, like, what did you mean? Like, why did you post? Are you promoting it? And Kyrie was like, no. Or he was just like, I'm not promoting anything. How are you gonna like? I'm not anti-Semitic. How are you gonna like accuse me of that when I know where I come from? Because he's like, he claims he's Jewish because Black Hebrew Israelites, and I can go on about them, but that's a whole another thing. But yeah, he got suspended for 5 games from the Brooklyn Nets. The commissioner is gonna talk to him. It's a lot. It's been a lot, man. Like I just feel like it's just nonstop, man. And Kyrie, man, like apologize, bro, because that's that.
Yeah.
Don't just post something like that. And if it's labeled as
Yeah, I feel like why are you
yeah,
posting something and you don't have full knowledge of what it's about? Because how do you I don't know. I'm not gonna post some shit and have it accidentally have some anti-Semitism in it, or accidentally have some, you know, anti-black stuff in it, or homophobic shit. Like, why are you not reading like thoroughly? Like, that's a
yeah,
problem. And then where the fuck are y'all's publicists that are like, you know, like for me, like I don't have a publicist, so you know, if I make something, I'm gonna apologize. But you on a bigger level with the influence that you have, like you got to be smart. You got to think about it. And you people who aren't on that level and don't have that level of influence, you have to be smart too. You should. That, you know, that's the right thing to do. That is the correct thing to do. But especially somebody with a huge platform, shit. Even us, this is a platform. We have to be careful about what we say and what we do, because we do have some influence. It might not be millions, but it's influence nonetheless. And you have to be careful with spreading, you know, misinformation with the influence that you have. With great power comes responsibility. Shout out to, you know, Spider-Man. But
yeah.
you know, they were
Shout out-
fucking hidden. That was that was bars right there.
It
Like, you
was.
know, be smart about what and be intentional.
Yeah, man. I'm praying for Kyrie and
Yeah.
Kanye because they're my brothers. But man, I can't fuck with Ye. You got to drop some heat. If you gonna get me back on your side, you got to drop some heat. But I'm not fucking with you, and we're not talking about you on this podcast. Sorry.
Just apologize. How about apologize, educate yourself? That's all I
Educate.
can ask.
Kyrie, YouTube.
Educate
Do
yourself
that.
and apologize.
Just do it.
But all
Yeah.
right, what we got next? We've spent too much time on this already.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, we have. Obviously, this is something that it's been brewing for a minute because we haven't gotten together to talk about it for a minute. This is the first time me and you have ever talked about this like this in a minute.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, in case you missed it, man, this is a very sad, somber. I'm sorry that I had to bring it kind of sad. I wish I had some happy music to play after this, but I have to report, even though pretty much everybody's listened to it, pretty much knows by now, but Takeoff from the Migos was unfortunately shot and killed in Houston a couple of days ago. From when we're recording this, obviously today is what, November 4th, so November 1st, I think it happened. He was, I think, it was involved in a dice game. Still, details are coming. Um, it's a tragedy, man. Like it's something that caught me off guard. It's a complete shock. Migos, obviously, a lot of people in our peer group know what Migos means to us, and how much influence they've had in high school, college, even now. Just they're honestly to
Rap
me the
culture in general. Rap
yeah
culture in general.
culture, like especially rap, trap rap, like and they got so big. They had two peaks. I always say, like obviously 2014 with Freak No More and Handsome and Wealthy and Fight Night came out and type shit. And in 2017 when Bad and Bougie came out, and they just kind of just took off and they just changed the landscape of rap. Um,
Mm.
and Takeoff specifically, man, like I've always said, people who know me, man, Takeoff is my favorite. He's my favorite rapper. He always had the hardest bars to me. And a lot of
Yeah.
people said Offset, some people said Quavo, especially in the beginning. But Takeoff to
Who's
me
out
was
here? Okay.
well, he was the leader.
Off.
He was, but people was like Quavo was the Beyonce of the group. When people was trying to do the comparisons of the groups, they was like Quavo is the voice of he's the leader, so he got to be the best. But he wasn't the best to me. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, this is very very sad news. Takeoff
Yeah.
it's a lot to the culture, and I can only imagine what Quavo and Offset are going through, especially with them being split. Like the Migos weren't together when this happened. Like they were Quavo and Takeoff did their Unkin Feud. Shout out to their album. Um, uh,
Mhm.
and then obviously Offset was doing his own thing, but and just the fact that this has to happen, and it just
Yeah.
it's just too much, man. And it just adds to the body count of rappers, man, the body count of black death and violent death that we're just going through, bro. Like I always said, like black people go through two pandemics, especially when the COVID happened. Obviously, COVID and violent death. Like we just can't escape police brutality. We can't escape like black people getting shot, getting killed, and just based off just this just seems like it's our culture, and hip hop in itself kind of profits off that, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just a lot to it, and it just reminds me of like things like black people can't do normal things without the fear of being killed. Like P&B was killed at a fucking Waffle House. Dolph was killed getting cookies for his mama.
Yeah.
And now Takeoff was killed shooting dice with his uncle and his friends in
Mhm.
Houston. So like you're supposed to be able to like enjoy this and have like a fruitful and feel safe and have a fruitful life, and not fear for your life when you do
Yeah.
normal stuff like this. And we need to stop sharing videos of this shit too, because I'm absolutely
Yeah. Like it's there's something so like animalistic about doing that. Like we are human beings. Come on, like let's have some humanity and
and it's Black
respect.
Death too. It's really Black Death.
Yes, it's
Why do we have to
exactly.
say that, bro? Like
It's another example of anti-blackness. It's anti-blackness
adds to it, bro. Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you pretty much said I kind of like, I hate to be that negative, be like, oh, I agree with everything he said, but no, you pretty much said everything that I agree with. I would just add to that, like, for me, hearing the news, it was like it's always sad when you hear about a rapper, another black man, you know, his life being lost to, senseless violence. But with this in particular, like I listen to the Migos, like, I listen to all
Yeah,
of their music, everything that they drop. And so it's like it hits different when you like actually are familiar with the artists and you listen to them. It's just like, whoa, it's like it's a shock.
yeah,
So just pray for Quavo and for Offset,
yeah. Big
for
prayer
their whole families.
to everybody involved. Anybody that was close to Takeoff, man. Anybody that was the rap community, the culture, man. We lost a big one, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace. All right, moving on. In case you missed it, Elon motherfucking Musk has bought
Ah,
Twitter.
Elon.
He's bought Twitter. The deal, the ink, I think is still a little bit wet. Well, by the time y'all hear this, the shit's dried up. But
Yeah,
he owns Twitter.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty. It might be damp, damp.
yeah, yeah. We'll say that. We'll say that.
But yeah, so he's been firing a bunch of executives, a bunch of departments, especially the departments that are the ones that are on Twitter to make sure that there's no hate speech. A lot of them are, being fired, let go, as Elon wants Twitter to be a space for free thinkers. We talked about that earlier. Um,
Bullshit.
and I just, I feel like it's scary because
Mm,
these people are banned for a reason, and I understand free speech, but also since he's taking it private, like I don't know. I'm just gonna say, personally, I think that this is a bad move. I feel like we need those things in we need those things in place just because Twitter has the a huge influence over culture, over people. There are people who go to Twitter just to get their news, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know why you would just go to Twitter, but you know, people use Twitter as that resource and as that platform. So it already has so much influence, and it's making me think like, you know, with all of that happening and those people being fired, certain people that were banned from Twitter can come back. So we have a possibility of Ye coming back to Twitter. We have a possibility of Donald Trump coming back to Twitter and spewing hate. And you see the influence that these people have, and it's just really scary to me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Man, Elon Musk, he's bringing Trump back. Sorry, these billionaires, they're in bed with each other. They only give a fuck about each other. This is
They
all.
probably are actually fucking.
Oh, that would be nasty. Elon Musk and Donald Trump fucking. I would. Oh my god. Like, I would probably try to find a way to leave the earth if that's.
Disgusts the shit out of me, but I wouldn't be surprised.
But no, this Elon shit, bro. This it's honestly been perplexing to me. Man. Like this, it's. I think back in April, for obviously the people, the viewers, and the listeners that don't know, Elon Musk, he inquired to buy Twitter back in April this year, and he said that he'll put up 44 billion for it. And then he tried to pull away. I know, and
Wow.
then he tried to pull away, but then Twitter was like, "No, you're gonna pay this shit because you offered," and they hit him with some shit. I don't know exactly, but they hit him with some shit, and he had to pay it pretty much in order to like buy Twitter, and he ended up paying that 44 billion, which is a fucking blockbuster price for social media. 44 billion, and that's what a B,
$1 billion.
not B,
$44 billion.
billion with a B for real, because that's
Billion.
and Twitter, like Jay was saying, like it's such an integral part of society, an integral part of culture. Being the owner of Twitter obviously means you own a lot of power, a lot of the culture in your hand. And he kind of came in swinging, man. He started firing. He said, "Nigga, you're out of here. You're out of here." And you just like Oprah, like, get the fuck up out of here. And I feel you.
He said,
I
fuck
feel
you,
you.
fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you.
But I also understand though, because if I pay 44 billion for something, nigga, everything I fucking say goes. I don't give a shit.
Uh-huh.
Type shit. But also at the same time, this is very damaging because I think a lot of positions that had like, a lot of content moderators, a lot of, people who were moderating hate speech were let go because like, they were responsible of getting a lot of people out of here. Like you said, Donald Trump, like people like, repercussions for their actions to like create the safest space possible, even though Twitter is the most toxic space imaginable. But obviously, you don't want to do too much. But now since Elon Musk has kind of taken over, he's fired, half of the staff. It's like a complete, onslaught. And a lot of, and I don't know if you heard the stories, bro, but like the way that a lot of people found out that they got fired was crazy. Like some people found out in the middle of the night. A lot of people just got locked out of their accounts.
Oh,
A
so
lot of
he's a
people,
fucking asshole. He's a
yeah,
dickhead.
he's being a dickhead for it. Like he got niggas up out of here. When I say he got niggas up out of here, he got niggas up out of here, bro. Type shit. Like he wasn't playing like
That's
and
like so sick. People have families, and it's like that's how you can show niggas who have billionaires. One should not exist
yeah,
because look at what's happening. He's not even he can't even be in a mind frame to even see and understand. Like it's just so disgusting. I hate capitalism. That's another whole thing. But
that's a whole
go ahead.
thing. But yeah, this it's been nasty, man. Like I ain't been fucking with it. It's yeah.
Fuck him. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Next.
yeah. Fuck Elon Musk. I'm still gonna fuck with Twitter, but fuck Elon.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on Twitter.
Yeah,
That Twitter porn is just top notch. So
yeah, yeah,
can't once that is gone, then I will have no reason to be on Twitter. So
yeah.
yeah.
But okay. No, I feel that though. But no, in case you missed it, her loss. Oh, I've been waiting for this one, bro. Her loss, man. I've been waiting for the nigga anthem for real. Um, Drake 21 Savage for the viewers and the listeners that don't know. They just dropped a collab tape called Her Loss. It's it's great. Honestly, the music on it is really, really good. Like for Drake and for 21, obviously, barring all the controversy, we're gonna talk about it for a second, not too long, but the music itself, Jay hasn't listened to it. He told me, but it's honestly,
my shit was out, so the fuck
yeah,
everybody
no,
else.
that's
I
and I
love
understand.
everybody else. Everybody else is
I
good, but
understand. You see how Jay get?
respectfully, my shit was out. So
You see how Jay get? It's all right. Flex then. I ain't mad at it. But yeah, it was a really, really good project. Helped me channel the real slimy nigga in me. Haha, you know me. But yeah, Her Loss, man, really good project. And it's been attached to some controversy because I feel like Drake always tries to drum up some controversy and shit. And he did say some lines. He dissed a lot of people on this project. And it's funny because I feel like this is more of a Drake project than a 21 project because 21's on this bitch like parsley. Like he's on this
like
bitch.
parsley.
That nigga was sprinkled in this bitch. He wasn't really a collab album, but 21 was on here when you needed him most. And that's
Mm.
important for somebody with a collab album. But this is really Drake shit. He was shooting at people. He shot at Drum because if people don't know, Drum claimed that Drake stole his song Hotline Bling from his Cha Cha slide. And he kind of did because it was called Cha Cha Remix before.
The song fucking sucks either way. Who gives a fuck?
But
I
no,
hate Hotline Bling.
and then obviously he said the Megan shit. He made a line about she lying about being shot. She a stallion, and it's
Drake
just
said that about Megan.
he did. So it's a lot, bro. I know you ain't really been tapped in. It's been a lot going on,
First
but
of all, Drake, with your bitch ass, stay out of a woman's business. That's one. That's
yeah, bro.
one.
Stay out of women shit. Stay out of women
Like what
shit.
the fuck?
It's supposed to be her loss, bro. Why are you trying to get in her business? Come on, it's her loss. But no,
So
it was just some bullshit. But no, it's a good project though. Barring all the controversy, he shot at Kanye again too, but that's a whole nother thing. I don't want to
yeah,
talk about.
isn't Drake? Drake's Jewish, right?
And he is
Drake is
Jewish.
Jewish.
It
Yeah.
makes sense. And people have been making funny jokes too. They were just like, Meg can't really shoot back at Drake because she'll be labeled as a, you know.
Wow. Okay. The internet. So from what I'm hearing, haven't heard the project yet, but from what I'm hearing, ban all heterosexual men now.
Oh, that's
No,
not the
before it's too late.
oh
I'm telling you,
my
these niggas will have you. You don't
God.
want to see. No,
That
I'm just
shouldn't be
kidding.
the message, but whatever.
That's the extreme. That's the extreme. But all right, guys. In case you missed it, tomorrow is election day. If you
Yes,
can, if
yes.
you are able, go out and vote. There's a lot of things on the ballot that are up for the vote, and this is a really important election, especially for reproductive rights.
Yes. Yeah.
Y'all gotta vote. This is important. People
Very.
are women, not people. Women are losing their lives trying to get the abortions that they need crossing state lines because in their states doctors could lose their medical license for even trying to attempt the procedures that are needed, especially if you have something like a ectopic pregnancy where you have to that is the only course of action or you die. So it's
Yeah.
like you guys got to be important. Read up on who is running and, be intentional. Your vote does matter. We saw from this last election how when we come out in droves, how we can make a difference. So it really matters too. And this is one of the most important, the midterm elections. That's the locals. That is your state representatives. Shout out to Stacey Abrams. I really want her to win for Georgia, state of Georgia. But go out and vote. Make sure that it's a quick Google search. Look at the candidates, know who's on your ballot. Make sure that you know where you're registered to vote. Go out and vote. Go vote, y'all.
Go
Do
vote.
it. Voice
Go vote.
matters.
Yeah, it matters. And I couldn't have said it better myself. Like, go vote. Midterm elections, people try to ignore midterm elections because obviously it's not like the presidential shit. People feel like that's the most important shit ever. But these are arguably more important because this influences like everyday life. Like obviously reproductive rights are is a big thing on here. A lot of goober governmental. I'm just gonna say governmental elections are coming up right now and types of shit.
Yeah.
And it's very, very, very important. Like y'all need to go vote. For my Michigan folks, Whitmer, Dixon, we voting Whitmer. Let's do it. Let's get it popping.
Y'all better make sure that Big Gretch wins. Y'all
Big
better make
Gretch gotta
sure Big
win.
Gretch
Big
wins.
Gretch gotta win, but it's important. Obviously, time is weird when you podcasting, so it might not be tomorrow. It might have been yesterday for y'all. We're recording this a few days from now, but it's Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. Please go out and vote. And this is sponsored
Yeah.
by the Experience Podcast.
Yes, yes, yes. Also, you know what's crazy too? Because this is on a higher governmental level. I don't know if y'all have been following the, January 6th committee and everything with Trump, but y'all need to vote because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. If the Republicans get control of the House and the Senate, that January 6th committee is going to be absolved, and this nigga is gonna get away scot-free. Y'all need to show Trump that nobody is above the motherfucking law. So go and vote, please.
Go vote. Go vote. Hey, I heard this nigga might be trying to come back. I know you saw the little reports, the 2024, he about to make an announcement type shit.
That's what he's doing. No, you know what's crazy what he's doing? He's being very before when the committee was happening, they were rating Mar-a-Lago or whatever. He was, trying to not help, flushing shit down the toilet, documents or whatever. But now he's being agreeable because he's trying to bank on the election because he thinks that the committee will be absolved. We cannot let that happen. Please go vote. Please go vote.
And with Twitter right now, with being owned by Elon Musk, is about to get nasty, man. With elections coming up, I can only imagine. I'm praying.
You know what's interesting? I'm just realizing this now. When we first started this podcast, I never thought that it would. I love it, by the way. I preface it by that, but I never thought that we would be talking about serious topics.
Talking about shit like this, we thought we'd be shooting this shit. We thought we'd be talking shit all the time, but hey,
if you listen to season 1, night and day,
bullshit. We just
bullshit. Literally,
we're literally bullshitting. Man, shout out to all the listeners since day one, bro. Day one, since day one. Shout out to all y'all that's been here since day one.
Yes, love you guys. Appreciate it that you stuck around.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I think too, as you get older, you care more. So
you do.
Not to say we didn't care back then, but we definitely
we care more now. It's a lot going on now too. It's crazy.
Yeah, true.
The world's saying, bro, it's some weird shit going on, bro. It's some weird shit.
Yeah,
weird shit.
The world is different. But all right, that brings us to the end, to the motherfucking end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was season 3, episode 6. If you want to follow more of the experience, see what we're doing, we, especially on the Instagram, I don't know, because let me let y'all on in secret. I run the Instagram, Darren runs the Twitter. The Instagram's fun. We do polls, we do questions. Darren's working on the Twitter. We're getting it there. But
y'all on Twitter too toxic. Y'all niggas don't y'all want me to talk about more tricky shit. Y'all want me to talk about shit that niggas really be the podcast shit that y'all be labeling as bad. Y'all want me to bring on the Twitter shit. I already know. So I get enough of that. So we'll see what's going on with that.
Yes, but follow us on Twitter and Instagram, TheExperience_pod. If you want to find me, you can follow me at J_Gooden98. Stream nah. Also, you can find me on Twitter, or no, not Twitter. On I don't want y'all to have my Twitter.
Oh wow.
But TikTok, you can find me J Gooden. Very simple, J Gooden. And where can they find you, my friend?
You can find me everywhere. Any type of account that I care about. It should be Ned Saturn. That's NEDSATURN. Yeah.
So that was season 3, episode 6. We will see you guys next week where we are talking about the multiverse. It's going to be a very interesting.
That's a really, really
fun episode.
Fun.
Yes. But until then, stay educated and go vote. Go vote, y'all. Go vote.
Go vote. All right, y'all. Do it.